Good versus well. When someone asks you how you're doing or anything about how something went, the proper or the formal response would be to use the word well. How are you? I'm well. How did it go? It went well. But at least in America, most people would say good. I'm good. Are you good? It went good. Technically, good is not grammatical, but it is what most people use. So if you're speaking English, not trying to be formal, you can use good. Otherwise, you can use well. It means the same thing. Both are correct. You will hear both almost all of the time. So, how are you? Proper response is I'm good, or grammatically correct, I'm well. What is a green thumb? A green thumb is an expression that we use in English that means that somebody is really good at growing plants. They're really good at growing plants. They have a green thumb. It's versus its. Its, it apostrophe s, is a contraction of two words. The words it is. What we do is we bring them together. We take out the I in is and we replace it with an apostrophe. So it space is, it space is becomes it apostrophe s. All one word, no space. It is. It's quite easy to mix these words up. It is quite easy to mix these words up. Now, the other it's shows possession by an object, usually the subject it, as some random object. You would say, today's its final day before closing. The day is its final day. The day belongs to it, whatever it is. Usually, in this case, it could be a store, it could be a library, it could be a business. Its last day. The day belongs to whatever that object is. And that is spelled ITS. So IT apostrophe S equals it is. ITS, it's, is a possessive word. Now, apostrophes, let's talk about apostrophes. Apostrophes can show two things. They can show possession or they can show contraction. To show possession or that something belongs to someone or to something, we use an apostrophe. For example, we could say, that shirt is Lingo's. Lingo's is Lingo apostrophe S, which means that the shirt belongs to Lingo. For contractions, just like we did in another video with the word it's, we're going to take the first word and the second word and combine them. We're going to remove a couple letters and we're going to replace those letters with an apostrophe. So it is equals its, it apostrophe s. There is equals theirs, THERE apostrophe s. Will not equals won't, WON apostrophe T. Cannot, which is already one word, it becomes can't, CAN apostrophe T. Most people use can't, but you will hear cannot quite often. Could not equals couldn't, COULDN apostrophe T. Here you can also actually show that somebody or something is doing something by creating a contraction with the name and is. So if you want to say Jessica is, you can say Jessica's doing. Jessica is swimming. Jessica's swimming. And in this case, it would not be possessive, it would be active. When you have an apostrophe after an S in a word, especially a name, you can show possession two different ways. For example, my name is Travis, Travis, and I could show that somebody could say that something is Travis's. And if they were writing that out, they could spell it TRAVIS apostrophe or TRAVIS apostrophe S. Both are correct. I tend to leave off the second S, so mine would be Travis's TRAVIS apostrophe. That is just generally what I do. If somebody's name is Janice, you could do the same thing. This is not, we do not do this for plurals. There are not any apostrophes in any plurals ever in English. Ever. If you're doing a plural, there is no apostrophe ever. Right? So now if you wanted to say something like, we are going to the Joneses' house for dinner, you could say, we are going to the Joneses' house. Joneses, Jones, apostrophe, because Joneses, you are named Jones in that house, right? So a multiple Jones is, and you would spell that Jonesses. And this is true anytime you're talking about perhaps going to somebody's house, right? If you wanted to go to the McLaughlin's house, you would say, we're going to the McLaughlin's, no apostrophe, right? But if you wanted to say, we're going to the McLaughlin's house or the Joneses' house, then you have to add the apostrophe to show possession. So in the sentence that I used originally, we are going to the Joneses' house for dinner, Joneses would be Jonesses for plural, but because it's plural and ends on an S, we're going to add an apostrophe at the end. So it becomes Jonesses apostrophe. We are going to the Joneses' house for supper. So in English, we have two main ways to conjugate verbs in the present tense. We can do for the subject, I have, as in like the subject itself. The verb is conjugated specifically for the subject. And it's very straightforward. But you can also do the same thing, but you can add do or does. For example, I have could also be correctly conjugated as I do have. Usually we would use do or does in a conjugation for emphasis. So yes, she does have that. No, I do not have that. Yes, he does run very fast. He runs very fast. Exactly the same, just when you add the do or the does before the conjugated verb, it adds more emphasis. So when we do it in the past, we can add did. They did not do the crime. Or I did buy this. So that's how we can conjugate. Be versus be. The first be is a state of existing. It comes from the infinitive to be. To be. Be. To be. And it means that you are existing. The other be is the bug, and that is B-E-E. Two E's, right? Two E's, and the way that I have always taught this is when you see two E's, you can remember two words, the bug. So read versus read. So the first one, yes, is a verb. I read, you read, he, she, it does read, we read, they do read. And the other one is R-E-E-D. The first one is R-E-A-D. The second one is R-E-E-D, read. And that is generally a stick that is found, a hollow stick found somewhere in the water. If you play a woodwind instrument like the clarinet or the saxophone, you would have a hollow wooden piece inside of your mouthpiece called a reed, and that is a little wooden hollow stick. And then reed also can be a name, R-E-E-D or R-E-I-D, very common name in English. Read versus read. To read is the infinitive, and read is the conjugation for all tenses, just depending on how you word it. So present tense is I read, do read, you read, you do read, he, she, it reads, does read, we read, do read, they read, do read. Past tense, I read, did read, you read, did read, he, she, it read, did read. And in the future tense, it will be they will read. So when you're conjugating, it is always read, unless you're using the past tense, and you can say read, which is exactly what we're going to talk about now. Read is the past tense. Read equals did read. She did read the recipe is the same as she read the recipe. And you can use it in other tenses: have, has, had, read, did, read, will, read. I read this last night or before. Read versus read, and they are spelled exactly the same, R-E-A-D. You have to find out which one it is through context in the sentence. Is red versus red. R-E-D, red, is a color. In Spanish, we would call it rojo, and in Hebrew, it would be adom. Adom. And read, R-E-A-D, is, again, the past tense of to read. Two, and two. We have to, which is the most common one that we use. In infinitives, it's like to read, to listen, to look, to swim. You can say in order to, as an example. I'm going to the store. These are all examples of the word to, T-O. Then you have T-O-O, which has two different ways that we use it. It means also or as well. I want to go to, which would be I want to go, comma, T-O-O, period. I want to go to. I want to go also. This would directly translate to también in Spanish, and it would translate to gam in Hebrew. And then the last one is to the number 1, 2, 3. And the way that I've always taught this, and it's not always 100% effective to teach it this way, but 2 is a number, and when you have 2 of something, that item is doubled, right? And so the way that I've always taught spelling for the number 2 is the number 2 has a double U, and if there's a double U, double equals 2. So TWO is the number 2.